Again, round the outside of Checo, and this time around we hold a lot more momentum. A massive thank you to Tiago Balaz, Christian Fluvinger, and CGDY for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone, and welcome back guys to a brand new video, where today we're here back with round 4 of Season 4 of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Yesterday we head back to the duel in the Formula 1 crown. Of course, if you missed out on the last video from Portimao, I would definitely recommend going back and checking out some late race drama in that Grand Prix. Yes, certainly one that you guys do not want to miss as well there. But at the moment, we're making good progress. You can see we're pretty much now in line with Red Bull and Mercedes once these last couple of aero upgrades have gone on the car there. We've made some good progress early on in the championship as well there. But unfortunately, as we head into Monaco this weekend, we're going to have to take some grid penalties here. We are going to be starting from the back. The control electronics very worn out. So unfortunately, yeah, we are probably, just going to put a completely fresh engine in the car. Start from the back for this one here today as well there. Of course, if you missed out on the video yesterday in the Williams Road to Glory career mode as well there, you guys might have noticed, obviously rocking the new Fanatec CSL DD. Struggling a little bit to get to grips with it so far. Monaco isn't exactly the greatest place to be a bit uncertain with your machinery as well there. But yeah, we're going to be starting from the back this weekend. I'm just going to dive right in then. Let's try and win. Well, I don't think we're going to win this thing, but yeah, let's see what we can do. Maybe some points are going to be possible here. Let's dive into Monaco.
Formula 1 returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's start with the new Alfa Romeo driver. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Jenson Button alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Tsunoda, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Ricciardo, Gasly, Eilert and Lance Stroll, Russell, Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty, Valtteri Bottas and Joe, Latifi, Ocon, Nikita Mazepin and Antonio Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Schwartzman, Lundgaard and Mr. Monaco. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
And I think, yeah, the team pretty accurate there. That might be the best we can aim for over the course of the race here today then. But we are on the grid for the Monaco Grand Prix. JB looking mighty fast for this one as well. We're going to try and do a medium soft strategy here today. Be nice and quick right towards the end of the Grand Prix there. But I think patience is going to be key for this one. Struggling a bit in practice, I won't lie to you guys, as well. So yeah, I think points is going to be the best aim we can achieve here today. But 3 cars in the top 3, separated by less than 1/10 of a second there, all from different teams as well. We have definitely got a car capable of fighting at the front at this stage of the game. But waiting then on the 5 red lights here in Monaco. 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. Immediately, actually getting a better start than Christian Lundgaard there as we head down towards turn 1. I'll be able to move past both Alfa Romeos immediately off the start, so we'll try and get a run on Giovinazzi as we head up the hill there in towards the casino. Around the outside at the top of the hill, a tiny bit of contact there. There's Giovinazzi not wanting to back out of this one, the Italian. As we head back down the hill, we're going to squeeze back up the inside of him once more there, but still this battle is not done and dusted yet. Around the outside of one of the Haas cars perhaps. Through the hairpin. Oh, a little bit of contact there as Mick Schumacher not wanting to give us an inch as we head through the hairpin there, but it looks like we have come out the other side just about unscathed, I think, on the opening lap here. But yeah, straight past both Alfa Romeos, of course, in the race build-up there. The obviously commentary team saying they seem to really be struggling at the start of this year. But yeah, we are definitely have to really keep our head down and focus over the course of this race today. Of course, don't want any issues at the Monaco Grand Prix, but trying to find anywhere to make some moves is going to be mighty difficult as well. Verstappen leads at the end of lap 1 there. It's just trying to see where the grip is early on. And again, strategy is going to come into this one today, and both Alfa Romeos on the hards. They might be able to cause a bit of a mix-up later on in this Grand Prix there. As we finish lap 1, looks like top 2 have stayed the same there, but Perez has moved past Yuki Tsunoda as well. As we thought about having a look around the outside of Mick. Certainly no opportunity there. Are we going to get one as we head down the hill? Feel like we're pretty strong on the brakes in towards Upper Mirabeau. At the inside into the hairpin. Oh, we'll have a look. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Get the car back in first gear. And contact twice through the hairpin between myself and Mick Schumacher in just 2 laps. We definitely don't want to be keeping that tally up today.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Trying to get a run up the hill on lap 3 on Mick Schumacher, and again already the joys of Monaco really starting to creep in here early on. We've got a good run though. Down the hill at the inside, big lock up on the way in, but now this is, I think we've got to set the tone for the race there. I said patience is key, but we cannot be afraid to go for moves as well if we want to try and score some points here today, especially against these backmarker cars there. You know, we really shouldn't be battling with the Haas, the Alpines and the Alfa Romeos here. Definitely feel like points could be on the table though if things go our way. Of course, safety car always a very big possibility here as well, as already teams struggling reliability this season. Maybe we could see some component failures this weekend. Definitely slowly starting to get to grips with this as we'll have a look at the inside of Robert Schwartzman at the top of the hill there, and that is going to be 2 Haas cars navigated inside a lap, so love to see that.
Good job, nice overtake.
But yeah, clearly very feisty at the start here as Mazepin on some hards. Oh, I thought about it. Into the hairpin, but nothing going to work there. Been really struggling early on those hard compound tyres just in front of us, but just got to try and fill his mirrors, make him aware we are certainly going to try and go for something as we get a really good run out of the final corner to the outside of the Alpine.
Is 19.7 seconds.
And round the outside we go there. Luckily the Russian does give us some room on the exit. And up into P17 then is, yeah, this is not an Alpine track, sorry I should say. Ocon just a couple of seconds up the road there, but the first time today, just going to get a little bit of clear air for maybe a lap or so. All over the back now of Esteban Ocon though in this Grand Prix, and yeah, Alpine definitely back markers at this stage of the game there. Almost had a look accidentally around the outside over the top of the hill there of Bottas.
On track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Someone's clearly had issues, maybe rubbing up against a barrier somewhere. Seems like the marshals have got it sorted. Yeah, Bottas though just romping away from Esteban Ocon at the moment, so we need to try and get a good run on the Alpine here. We've actually got a pretty decent run down through the tunnel there up the inside into the chicane. Oh, give him the room. Try and give him the room there. We do just about, and Ocon will stay ahead of us for now. Still going to apply the pressure though at the end of the lap as we head out the final corner. Let's see if we can get a run like we did on Mazepin back down in towards turn 1. Ocon's going to try and go defensive, but not defensive enough. I'll have a look at the inside. There's a bit of contact. I was not too sure what that was all about from the young Frenchman. As we try and get a run up the hill once again. Again, almost accidentally having a look around the outside through Massenet. Maybe there's going to be an opportunity there. But no, we'll get a good run as we head down the hill to the outside this time through Upper Mirabeau. And it's going to give us the inside for the hairpin. We'll leave Ocon some room, but we will complete the move. There's now 9 seconds to the Williams up front. We're definitely now going to be able to put our head down and put in some laps. Ooh, there's already GB into the pits. I was just about to say, I wonder if the AI are going to be looking at that gap between the Williams and ourselves, but JB in, yeah, very, very early in the Monaco Grand Prix there. It is all going to be about trying to get out ahead of slower cars there, and it looks like JB's going to come right out in the middle of this little battle pack there. He will actually come out just in front of us in the Grand Prix, but he's going to get stuck behind those Williams incredibly quickly. And I think any sort of chance of an undercut on Verstappen is probably already out the window, because Verstappen, yeah, is looking in control early on. Already 1/4 of the way in, though. We're definitely still taking time out of the cars in front. Load more cars into the pits at the end of lap 11 there, so we are going to be up into P12 now of the Monaco Grand Prix. But yeah, Jensen really did come in early here. No one else opted to box for at least another couple of laps there, as I think Verstappen has actually come out between the Williams as we get a little bit out of shape at the top of the hill, but live to fight another day. And there we go, pretty much all the other front runners now into the pit lane here, so this is where things do get a little bit crazy here on the Monaco streets. We got a lot of cars at a lot of very different paces now, with a lot of different confidence levels, as there is Yuki Tsunoda. As we head out of turn 1, we do actually get between the Mercedes and the Red Bull car. Like I was saying though, you now sort of get this weird little bubble in the Grand Prix where we've got the likes of the Aston Martins, which aren't actually particularly slow cars. They're not great this year. They're not woefully off the pace or anything like that. Of course, they can just go so much longer in this Grand Prix, and then no one can really make a move behind them to really try and advance their position and help themselves out. So you sort of get this battle from the front runners, stuck behind a battle for the back end of the points or just outside, and you've got to just try and work your way through wherever you can.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Team already recommending new strategies.
Copy that.
Pretty much the same as where it was. So we might pit actually a couple of laps earlier than the game reckons, because I think, yeah, those soft tyres, clearly everyone else has been able to take them a good sort of 13 laps. Obviously, we're generally a tiny bit better on the tyres anyway, and of course much less fuel in the car. So I want to try and utilise the pace advantage where we can, as Tsunoda all thought about it through Larascas.
Come on, we know you can do it.
Team there with a bit of motivation, but not too sure these guys are going to be the ones I'm battling with to the flag. There is Perez on mediums. Are we going to see some of these guys two-stop this one? Or are they all still trying to go to the end there? Buttons on the hards, but again, obviously he pit earlier. Yeah, I'm not sure there. Is Tsunoda tried to have a look around the outside through Casino Square. Not too sure if he picked up some damage there, because that was definitely opportunistic. Information then, yeah, that Tsunoda did pick up a little bit of front wing damage in that collision there, but I don't think he's got anyone but himself to blame. The young Japanese driver being very, very aggressive, and it's cost him here, and he might be in now for a very, very long afternoon of being stuck behind some back markers. And now we're just getting into all this concertina and up at this stage of the day. Not too sure Perez is the man I'm meant to be fighting in this race at this point. If we can sense an opportunity, we'll certainly go for something. The only thing I'm worried about, of course, is having a battle with Button in front of him. Really do not want to come to blows with our teammate here. Obviously, had that late race duke out last time where we came out second best. So there's a little bit of inner team rivalry there as well. But yeah, do not want to risk it because he's on for a really good weekend. Oh, to the outside of Perez. Big lock up there through Larascas. So we have one of the Ferraris trying to look up the inside. Hadn't even spotted them all over the back of us in this Grand Prix. It is homeboy Charles Leclerc who's having a look back down the outside.
1.5 seconds.
But we've definitely just got a little bit of extra momentum there to hold on. Oh, there we go. Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou into the pits. So we're now going to be up into 6th place of the day. And that's release GB and Perez to try and close up to Max Verstappen and the two Aston Martins that still lead the way here. But we've still got a few more laps to go on these mediums. I reckon probably end of lap 25 is going to be about the right time to pit here. But yeah, we're just struggling a bit at the moment as these tyres, I think, just reaching the upper limits of what they can do in this temperature range. Just trying to push them still, but not overstep them too much. Had a few reassuring laps of slowly building up some extra pace there, but now We are definitely in the train of the back markers here. Sorry, of the front runners even, I should say. George Russell and Lance Stroll still 1 and 2 here in Monaco.
Grip levels to start falling away soon.
If they haven't already started falling away, I should be rather worried. But yeah, I think actually, on second thoughts, about lap 27 might be the time to pit here. Just get a nice kick of oversteer through there. But Perez, look at that, kicking out the back end through to back. He's really trying to push as well here to stay close to Button. But still question marks about whether Perez has got to pit again before the end of this one. I know I could do the distance, but I'm not sure about the AI. I think it's worth it. Around the outside of Perez through the hairpin. No. Did give us a bit of room on the exit there. Sometimes you can just about sort of keep the nose, stab the throttle a few times and keep the nose there. But that Red Bull again, still obviously mighty fast through the twisty bits. But we are definitely not. Again, round the outside of Checo, and this time around we hold a lot more momentum. Oh, just can't quite keep the nose there, but certainly, yeah, applying some pressure to Sergio and helping Button just able to relax for a few corners there. Would love to try and move past Sergio before the pits. But again, we've got to think bigger picture here. We're going to be mighty fast towards the end of this Grand Prix. Oh, as we cut the chicane there just a little bit, we'll drop back a little bit on the exit. But yeah, obviously we're going to be mighty fast late on here, but we're going to have a lot of race cars to try and move past. Third time's a charm on Sergio. This time around there's a little bit of wheel banging. He gives us the space up the inside into Portier. And Sergio Perez, actually rattles up against the Armco there. Charles Leclerc, ever the opportunist, sneaks up the inside as well there, but we have dispatched of Checo in this Grand Prix. And it is still Lance Stroll who leads the way. As we're really struggling to put the power down on the exit of Tabac now. One more lap before we box. So Charles Leclerc and Perez must have come together there. So they're both into the pits at the end of that lap. We've got Carlos Sainz and Gasly now going to be right behind us in this race. But I think looking at it, we're probably going to come out just behind, I think it's Tsunoda. Must be Guan Yu Zhou and one of the Williams cars. I want to say it's Nicholas Latifi in this Grand Prix. But I think we are going to re-emerge just outside of the points unless we can get an undercut on the Astons here. But yeah, they've gone really deep into this race as well. To be honest, a little bit deeper than I was expecting. But again, the question still is Verstappen going to have to pit again before the end of this one? Or does he think he can hang on ahead of Jenson Button? Obviously, real life. Absolutely no question about it. Max Verstappen would be willing to stay out to the end of this Grand Prix. He's been in a league of his own for most of the day as well there. But JB might just be able to find a trick up his sleeve or anything to try and apply some pressure to Max Verstappen. Maybe his tyres will go off late on like we've seen in this stint for ourselves. But in through the final couple of corners into the pits we come. Make sure we get it slowed down nice and tidily. Oh, we actually come in at the exact same time as Lance Stroll there, so he's done really well. It looks like the AI are able to do the same strategy as us then, so that's rather frustrating. We're probably going to get stuck behind Sir Lancelot for a couple of laps here, unless we can make a move. But it's going to be a fairly nice, clean pit stop there, as we are, yeah, like I said, just going to come out outside of the points. Back down in P12, and it's the Williams of Valtteri Bottas. On hard tyres, they're separating us from the points. But are we going to see Lance Stroll be brave and try and make a move, or are we going to have to try and wiggle our way past the Aston? We're going to be mighty quick there with a lot of grip available. Got yellow flags out, someone's got issues. Someone, I think, is having an engine failure. I want to say it's one of the McLarens. It's Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri out of the Monaco Grand Prix there, but it doesn't look like we're going to get a safety car. Where's Gasly parked it? That should be a safety car, but apparently not. In this Grand Prix there. No idea why the FIA seem to believe that's okay to leave that car stranded there. But it does now mean George Russell is going to box in as well at the end of that lap there. And I think we're going to move past the Aston Martin. Yes, we are. So we are now back up into the points of the Monaco Grand Prix, which is exactly what I aimed for in this one. Charles Leclerc just a couple of seconds behind us as well. As we rattle up against the Armco, are we able to go around the outside of Stroll? Yes, we are. Up the inside through Casino Square as well there. And that was a very, very risky little move Well, I'm into 9th place now, and we've got much slower cars in front of us here. Valtteri Bottas on some dead hard tyres. Stroll again tried to sneak back up the inside there, but we've, yeah, managed to get ourselves back into the points here. And there could still be a lot more on the cards in this one. Are we going to get close enough to the Williams to have a bit of a look as we head on the exit of the tunnel? Oh, just about wiggle our way up the inside there. Mighty close to the Armcos. No contact, though, between myself and Valtteri Bottas there as he tries to hold it around the outside of Tabak. No chance there, mate. And I think we've pulled off moves at basically every corner you possibly could around this circuit. Tsunoda and Guan Yu Zhou just in front of us. They might be the last places we can get today. And I've only just now realised it's actually Lewis Hamilton, not Guan Yu Zhou, just in front of us here. But he is going to be a lot more difficult to overtake, I wonder. Sorry, Lewis Hamilton instead of Yuki Tsunoda, even in this Grand Prix. Again, that Mercedes has got some real pull down the straightaways here, so we're going to have to try and make up the gap through the twisty bits. You can see just how much more braking confidence we got, though, as we head down through the chicane there, up the inside into the back. No, definitely not going to go for anything there. There's Hamilton, all definitely feeling the pressure, though. Immediately kicks out the back end like we saw Perez do so many times earlier on. Around the outside through Larascas. We'll have a look around the outside. Able to get on the power a lot earlier there. Give Hamilton the room, and he does the same. And we're up round the outside of Lewis Hamilton, out of Anthony Nogues there, up at a P7 now of the Grand Prix. And like I said, I think Guan Yu Zhou might be the last car we can navigate here, because the McLaren's 12 seconds up the road. Never say never, though, in the world of Formula 1. But what a recovery drive this has been. Remember, we started right at the very back of the Monaco Grand Prix. And we might now, yeah, be able to equal our worst, well, I say our worst result of the year. We've been mighty consistent so far, 2 5ths. And it might be 2 6ths as well in the first 4 races of the year. Consistency is key early on this season. As can we get a run now on Guan Yu Zhou, the AlphaTauri, not the best car down the straightaways, but pretty equal in terms of power units. To the inside we go of Guan Yu Zhou. That time around we'll be a lot more aggressive with the squeeze, and we will make the move work. Up past the AlphaTauri, up at a P6. And I think now, yeah, we'll keep pushing to see if we can close up to ILOP, but not optimistic. And there we go, fastest lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. I would quite happily take the bonus point here.
Creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds per lap.
And you're already 5 seconds behind us, and maybe, just maybe, yeah, the gap to the McLaren's definitely coming down a lot. Is there going to be some possibilities here right in the dying stages? Yeah, 4 laps to go though here. I don't think we're going to be able to take another 7 seconds out of Callum Ilott. The pace is still pretty good, but it's just not worth risking it at this stage of the day. We've made so much good progress throughout the entirety of this Monaco Grand Prix. I never thought we'd be on for a result like this at the start of the day when I was lining up on the grid. So yeah, we will certainly take it this weekend. There's 16 places gained here in Monte Carlo, but of course we've got to make sure we don't bin it in the last few laps. Well, about to start the final lap then of the Monaco Grand Prix, and what a race it's been here from these tight and historic city streets. It looks like Verstappen has done enough to take home the dub here today, and 3 wins even, I should say, in the first 4 Grand Prix of the year there, and only lost out last week just because Tsunoda got him on the final lap after some mechanical gremlins played up, because Verstappen, yeah, has been pretty much unstoppable at the start of this year. But what a recovery drive it's been from us. I'd argue we've been one of the other most consistent drivers so far this year, but JB is going to pick up some more silverware as well there. We're still, I think, going to be ahead of him in the championship if my maths hasn't failed me, but JB, yeah, with 2 podiums to my none at this early stage of the campaign. But rounding through the final couple of corners here in Monte Carlo, Max Verstappen at the final corner is going to take home the tries and win the Monaco Grand Prix here today in Season 4. It looks like it should be our teammate in P2 there. Sergio Perez, obviously, late race issues forced him way back down the order, so it is going to be Charles Leclerc, the homeboy, rounding out the podium there ahead of the McLarens and myself. But at the final corner, not only have we survived the Monaco Grand Prix, but we didn't do too badly at all.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
the one that everyone wants to win. And they've only gone and done it. What a fantastic result here at Monaco. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Mr. Monaco. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern day Formula One.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the Monaco Grand Prix. And no, I got the Ferraris the wrong way around there. It is actually Carlos Sainz who picks up the podium here at the Monaco Grand Prix there. Max Verstappen, though, like we said, takes home the dub. 9 seconds clear of JB in the end there. Sainz third ahead of both McLarens there. Ricciardo, the king of the streets there, 1 second ahead of his rookie teammate Callum Ilott there. We come through from last to sixth there, sorry, I should say. Guan Yu Zhou, a good drive from him, 14th to 7th ahead of Hamilton. And Bottas there picking up more points for Williams. Stroll, with that interesting strategy, does finish P10 just ahead of George Russell. And then Charles Leclerc, Perez and Tsunoda, the three front runners that all had to stop the Grand Prix as well. Latifi, Ocon, Mazepin, Schumacher, Schwartzman, Giovinazzi, Lundgaard round out your finishers there, with Gasly the only man not to make it to the checkered flag. But that means championship-wise, still now P4 overall there, as Max Verstappen has got a 41-point lead after just 4 races so far in the campaign there. Tsunoda still P2, Hamilton still 3rd, but yeah, JB jumps Perez as well there, so 4th and 5th in the Drivers' Championship at the moment. Could be potentially Hassel Mercedes this year as well there. Maybe Red Bull, but again, that really depends on whether anyone can stop Max Verstappen early on this year there. Carlos Sainz's podium moves him all the way up to 7th place there ahead of Ricciardo. Gasly, he was so consistent in the first 3 races of the campaign there, down into 9th place. That really doesn't do him justice so far this year there. Ilott 10th ahead of Charles Leclerc, and at Guan Yu Zhou there. Latifi still ahead of Bottas in the championship as well there. And now it is just the Alpines, the Alphas, and the Haas cars yet to score after the opening races of the year there. Red Bull on 127 ahead of Mercedes on 93. We're on 70, a good way clear of McLaren there, who moved past both Ferrari and AlphaTauri after that really strong weekend as well. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with more of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We head to Baku next. It's a track that suited us in the past. Maybe we can get more luck this weekend. You guys do not want to miss it. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel supporters. So a massive thank you to the Travesty, Patrick, Chuan, David, Ben, Aidan, Estasios, Kato, Sean, Yoni, McBlam, Mighty Spork, Taziuf and William for becoming channel members. If you want to join them and be featured in all of these videos, you can click the join button down below.